Hey, beautiful. Welcome to the Mindset with Mary podcast. I'm your host, Mary. And here we teach busy minds how to live their most authentic life, how to gain confidence, and how to step into their power. Girl, if you've got a busy mind, then stay tuned because each week we're going to dive into topics like mindfulness, resilience, goal setting, self-empowerment, sharing tips and stories to help you navigate life's challenges with grace and confidence. If you're ready to unlock your full potential and create a life you love, grab a cup of coffee, find a cozy spot, and let's embark on this journey of growth and transformation together. Welcome to Mindset with Mary. Hello, beautiful. Welcome to the Mindset with Mary podcast. In today's episode, we are talking about 3 signs to help you determine whether you're struggling with self-love and how you can break the cycle if you find yourself stuck in this, I'm not quite sure if I love myself, I'm trying to love myself more, can't quite reach my goals, but I feel like it's because there's something holding me back, and maybe that's self-love. That's what this episode is really all about. If you are one of those people who just aren't quite sure what self-love really means, I recommend you listening to the last podcast episode that I posted, all about how to unlock self-love, what it is, what it isn't. That episode is really going to dig into this, but this is a second episode really just to help you determine if these are things that you are struggling with. So the first one I want to talk about is people pleasing. If you find yourself people pleasing and not wanting to make other people feel uncomfortable, or not wanting to allow yourself to maybe step up and set some boundaries when you need to, because you don't want to hurt someone else, you don't want someone else to not like you, that is a clear sign that you are struggling with self-love. What that says to your brain, what that says to the universe in terms of manifestation, is that you don't quite value yourself. When you think about true self-love, and when I say self-love, I mean loving yourself unconditionally as you do maybe a child, a spouse, someone that you truly love unconditionally no matter what mistakes they make. I want you to understand that you would not allow this person, if they came to you and said, hey, I keep people pleasing, I keep letting people walk all over me because it feels uncomfortable. You would guide them and tell them how to proceed forward so that they felt better and more empowered. And I promise you this, if you started treating yourself that same way and you reminded yourself, actually, you don't get to people please anymore because that's not fair to you. Because if you live your life trying to make sure that people are comfortable, then you will never flourish. You will never get what you want out of life. And that's not fair because that's not why you were put on this earth. You were put here to manifest the things, not just to live in this comfort zone. You're here to step into your power and to do the things that your soul is craving you to do. And you cannot do that if you keep allowing other people to walk all over you. If maybe they ask you to do things, you don't want to hurt their feelings and you say yes anyways, or you're constantly worried about how you can make other people happy versus making yourself happy, that is a clear sign that you need a little bit of guidance and help with self-love. So, and I promise we'll get into that here soon, but I want to move into the second reason why you might be struggling with self-love, or a sign that you might be struggling with self-love, and that's that you let self-doubt control your behavior. Something that I've learned from my life coach, which by the way, if you're curious to learn more about her, her name is Perry Richardson, and her podcast is The Mindset Babe. I love all the things she talks about because she's extremely real. She tells it exactly like it is. And I think that's super important. And that's why I was so attracted to her, because life can sometimes suck, but it can also be really good. And even though it sucks, like, we get to learn from that and we get to grow and expand and all the things. And the thing with self-doubt is that if you let it control your behavior, you are acting from your brain. You're allowing your brain, because our brains are doing their job constantly. Our brains are there to help protect us. Self-doubt is there for a reason. It's a survival mechanism that our brains have evolved and have learned to function on for millions and millions of years. That's how we became, like who we are today, we've survived because of self-doubt. It's taught us like, hey, don't go down that pathway. There's something, and I'm not talking about gut feelings. I'm talking about like, oh, don't post on social media because someone might not like the post. That's what I'm talking about. That kind of self-doubt. But what my coach has reminded me is that there's actions from the brain and there's actions from the soul. Your soul is never going to guide you in the wrong place. It's never going to put you in an unsafe situation. Your brain, however, can actually do that unknowingly, but it can put you in those situations. Your soul will guide you down the right pathway. It's going to tell you, yes, actually, I do want to post on social media, even though it feels scary, even though people might not like it. I'm going to do it because it's guiding me down the path of what my soul craves, why I came to this earth, why I came to this planet, why I'm here, is to help whatever it is, whatever your soul desire is. That's why I'm going to do the thing. So if you start listening to your soul, putting your hands on your heart, taking deep breaths, and just asking your soul, not your brain, what is it that I truly want? And going for it and not letting the self-doubt hold you back, that's an act of self-love. That's listening to yourself on a deeper level. How do I know this is true? Because if my son were to come to me and tell me, I don't want to do this, it feels scary, I would say, well, what do you want to do? Like, what do you truly want to do? Just like put the scary part away, put fear outside of, this whole equation. And what would you do? And I would tell him to go for it because I love him unconditionally. And unconditional love is helping your kids understand, helping people you love that you might get hurt in the process. You might find that there's not a lot of people who like this content. What if you keep listening to your soul? There are going to be millions of people who come and listen to this podcast, and I'm talking in terms of me now, and listen to this, and you're going to help them, and they're going to grow because you've decided to listen to your soul instead of, holding on to that fear and self-doubt that you're not capable. If you hold on to that, that's not going to be helpful at all. But your soul is saying, hey, there's someone who needs this message. So post the podcast, do the thing. Even if it feels cheesy, even if it feels messy, do the thing because your soul is craving you to do it. And the more you learn to listen to your soul, the more it's going to build up, and the more you're going to be able to take action from that place versus taking action from fear. Fear will always block you from manifesting your dreams. The more you act from a place of love, your soul, the more you're going to be guided down the right path. The more you're going to open your mind up and see the opportunities in front of you that are saying, hey, here's how you manifest your goals. Hey, here's how you manifest your goals. You take action from that place, and that creates so much magic in your life. So I want you to recognize, are you taking action from a place of self-doubt? Or are you not taking action from a place of self-doubt? If you are, that's a sign that maybe you need to build your self-love a little bit more. All right, before I move on to sign number 3, I just want to remind you, I offer free coaching calls. If you're, feeling stuck, if you're feeling the self-doubt, if you're feeling, maybe that people-pleasing tendency and you're wanting to work through that so that you can reach your goals, this is something that I have been working on for 8 years. And the coaching tools that I have learned throughout the last 8 years have truly helped transform my life, help me step into my power and be able to be here on this podcast and not feel scared and do the things that I want to do, post on social media, despite whatever happens, whether, I have high views, low views, whatever, because I've learned to really, truly love myself and create that mindset of self-love and confidence and all of those areas. It has helped me grow and expand and manifest my dreams and just really live from a place of fulfillment, knowing that my soul is getting exactly what it's craving and wants. So if that's something you're interested in, please go see the show notes. There's a link so that you can sign up for the free coaching call if it's something you're interested in. So, and remember, this coaching call is no obligation call. You get to be there, share where you are at. We get to look at where you're at, where you're going, how to get there, and really just create a plan for you to get you there. And at the end of the call, I'll share what the coaching package looks like. And if that's something you don't want to do, no worries. I'm just there to help guide you and create a plan for you so that you can leave that call with some guidance and steps to move forward. So, okay, moving on to sign number 3. Sign number 3, you are constantly feeling stuck and unsure about what to do, what your next step is, how to move forward. Do I want this? Do I want that? And if you're constantly there and you're allowing yourself to stay stuck in the unknowing and not moving forward. Now, just a reminder here, if you're constantly like unsure of what you want, that's not a sign that you don't have self-love. The sign that you don't have self-love is that you feel that way and you allow yourself to stay stuck. Hopefully that clarifies it a bit so you fully grasp that. Because the unknowing and the unclearness of what you want to do next, that's just a sign that there's something big coming for you and you're not quite sure what it is yet. Self-love is understanding and knowing that there's this not sure what to do next. There's the unclearness of just, what is this? And you move through it anyways because you love yourself enough to take action on it, to move forward, to understand and see from a soul level that means there's something more instead of just like, oh, I'm just this person who never knows what I want. And with ADHD, I don't know if you have that, but I have it. People who have ADHD, if you're here and you have it, that's going to happen a lot because we're multi-passionate people. And maybe you don't have ADHD, but you're a multi-passionate person. There are so many directions and routes and things that you want to do. That's going to constantly be coming up for you if you're that kind of person. But with self-love, you understand that if I listen to my soul, if I listen to, my heart, I'm going to figure out what it is that I need and I'm going to move forward through it. When you don't love yourself, you stay stuck. You allow yourself to stay stuck. You wouldn't do that for someone you loved. You would guide them. You would show them, right? My husband was talking about building a house for so long with his friend. And even though I knew it was going to maybe cause some sacrifices in our life and he was going to be working more, he wanted it. And he kept saying, well, I don't know. And I was like, listen, here's the thing. You don't know whether you want it or not, but you won't know until you take action. You learn what you want by knowing what you don't want. So take the action. Go forward. Trust that it's going to work out. And if it doesn't work out, trust that it will guide you to the next step in life of where you want to go. That's what unconditional love is. That's what you need to start doing for yourself. Hopefully this is making sense. All right, so those are the 3 signs that you may be struggling with self-love. How do you then break the cycle? Well, in my upcoming self-love challenge here on November 4th, we're going to be going through this in depth, but I'm going to give you like a quick rundown of what that looks like. And just a reminder, if you're curious what the self-love challenge is, go sign up. I have the link in the show notes. Get yourself on that. If it's past November 4th and you're listening to this, I'm going to have everything saved so you can still sign up and I'll send you all the videos and all the information. So the first thing you need to understand if you want to break this cycle is that you need to become aware of these behaviors. If you don't know that they exist and you're people pleasing and you're acting from self-doubt and you're staying stuck in uncertainty, and you don't know that you're doing that, you're not going to move forward. You have to know and understand. And I know ignorance is bliss. It really, truly is, because when you decide to take the step forward and start paying attention to what's holding you back, there's going to be so many feelings of uncomfortability. Uncomfortable. I don't know if that's a word, but you're going to feel uncomfortable. When you become aware, you will feel uncomfortable. You're going to start recognizing it so much more, and it's going to be frustrating. But that's where the next step comes in. You have to become more compassionate. And the next step, number 3, is understanding that to break these habits, you have to understand it's a cycle, or it's a practice. It is a practice. Compassion and practice. Those two things in itself, when you understand those two things, it's going to help you move through it. Okay, well, you know what? Here I go again. People pleasing. I just did it. Damn it. Okay, well, I'm going to take a breath, and you know what? Awareness is awareness. I just noticed that I did it. I didn't like it. So now I know that I have to take action forward to move on that. I'm going to have to practice. And it might be small because it's really going to make my brain go crazy. It's going to freak out every time I start to not people please, every time I start to set those boundaries, every time I start to move through self-doubt and just do it anyways because I'm listening to my heart. That's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. But when you have compassion, it's so much easier. When you understand that you have to practice it and it's just not going to happen overnight, it's going to be easier. You're going to allow the process to happen. Okay, number 4. We already talked about practice, but this is where you get consistent with practice. It becomes a daily habit and you practice it day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, and day out. And the more you practice it, the more you're going to build those neural pathways that it just becomes a habit. And it's working in the background, and your subconscious mind will automatically stand up for yourself. It will automatically move through self-doubt. It will automatically say, ooh, I feel stuck. Let's move through this. Let's get more clear on what it is that I want. That makes sense? Practice, 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 practice. Consistency, consistency, consistency. And then the last thing you really need to understand is that, and this is just a bonus tip, and we kind of talked about this, but really hone in on this. Lean into uncomfortable feelings. Because when you start doing this, it's going to be uncomfortable. Let yourself get comfortable with uncomfortability. I think I'm saying that word wrong, but you know, judge me not. I don't care. I'll figure it out one day. But ultimately, if you allow yourself to stay in that comfort zone, when you know that your heart and soul is calling to you, asking you to do the things, when you know you want to get healthy, but you keep doing other things to make sure that you're not healthy, like that's when you need to lean into that uncomfortable feeling. And I'm not telling you to go on a restrictive diet, or I'm not telling you to just jump right in, because remember, step number 3, 1, 2, 3. If you remember that, it's going to be a practice. That understanding that it's going to have to build, it's going to have to snowball. It's one small step at a time. That's when you can be okay with that uncomfortable feeling. Okay, this is really, really uncomfortable. Okay, that's where we move into step number 6. Allow yourself to release those feelings of uncomfortableness, right? You're going to get anxious. You're going to start to feel like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Take a breath. Do it with me right now. Because maybe you're thinking about the goal that you have in mind and you're like, oh my gosh, that's scary. Take a deep breath. Put your hand on your heart. If you're not driving, put your hand on your heart and take that deep breath in through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it at the top for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now slowly let it go for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do that a few more times. Anytime you are freaking out because you took action from a place of self-love and you're not used to it, your mind's going to go crazy. It's going to freak out. It's going to feel uncomfortable. Release those emotions. Allow your nervous system to calm down. Okay? So those are all the things to help you understand if you are struggling with self-love. Those are all the steps to understand how to break the cycle if you're struggling with it. So the 3 signs, just to quickly recap. Understand if you're people pleasing. Number 2, self-doubt. If you're just going and going and going, and you're constantly going at a place of self-doubt and you're holding yourself back, that's a sign. If you are feeling unsure about something and you continue to stay stuck, that's a sign. Then there's steps. Number 1, becoming aware of these limiting behaviors. Number 2, you become more compassionate. Number 3, you understand that it's a practice and a habit to build. Number 4, you practice it very consistently over and over and over again. Number 5, you let yourself get comfortable with uncomfortability. And number 6, you allow yourself to release those anxious feelings. Allow your nervous system to come back to homeostasis. Allow it to just realize that you're not like running away from a freaking tiger. You're not. You're good. You're safe. All is well. All you did was tell your boss that, no, I can't do that because today I have to practice for that presentation that you had me do. So I will do that at another time. I'm going to put it on my list. Here it is. Those are the things you have to start doing. And when you finally do that, it's going to freak you out. So go let yourself breathe for a minute. Go for a walk. Whatever it takes to allow your nervous system to release. So hopefully all of that was helpful. If you loved this episode, please share it with a friend. If this episode helped in any way, shape, or form, please, please, please share it with a friend. That's what this podcast is for, to help all of you amazing women, all of you amazing people out there who want to go after their goals and dreams. This is what this podcast is for. So share it with more people so more people can start living their most authentic, most amazing life and being able to step in their power and take action on those dreams and goals. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and listen to the next episode, because once you subscribe, it's going to put it on your queue. So love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye.